Hello, my name is Marion Walt. I'm sorry about the stripes going down the screen. It's just from my mobile phone. But I basically want to talk to you about the second coming of Christ. I believe I know who that man is, and I believe I am the second half of that man. Together we are the two witnesses from the Bible. In 2002, I had a mystical experience of all mystical experiences, and from that day on, my life changed. I went from a soccer mom, a very boring, average type of lady, although my life was not ordinary before that, because I had an extremely unusual upbringing in a children's home in New Zealand. But on 2002, May 2002, 25th of May, I was driving out to Begara here in Bundaberg, and the sky was totally pink, and it started to form a shape. I remember waking up that morning, and I just kept saying to myself, my love is coming, my love is coming. Now, before that date, I had no history of mental illness at all, and I had nothing. I was at that stage very much in love with someone. He was a person that I just couldn't keep my thoughts away from. Now, when I got into my car that particular morning, I would drive out to Begara to jog every single morning, but this morning was different. And I got into my car, pulled out onto Begara Road, looked up at the sky. It was very early in the morning. It was very cold too. It was May. But the whole sky was absolutely pink. And as I was driving along, the sky started shifting. And it formed what only I can describe as a great path. That's the only thing. And then all of a sudden, it just went straight into my chest. And whatever went into my chest that morning, it's still there. And I know a lot of things now. It was like divine knowledge went into me, because after that moment, I became obsessed with subjects like mythology, cosmology, esoteric Bible prophecies, whereas before that date, I didn't read at all. Until after what happened to me, I couldn't put a book down, and even to this day, I am obsessed with books, and I have quite a unique way of philosophy and looking at the way that life is and suffering, and I'm very lucky to have suffered a lot in my life. I'm a dark girl who came to Australia, which I believe is one of the most racist countries in the world. I was abandoned as a child and spent 6 years in a children's home in New Zealand. My mother was a chronic alcoholic. She was 16 when she abandoned us. I've never met my father, my biological father. I'm an alcoholic. I spent 20 years smoking marijuana. This is before this date. I have just suffered a lot. Poverty, molestation. I've suffered a lot. And in a way, I think that's why I was chosen, because God wants someone who empathizes with the suffering, who can speak for them, to these leaders who are letting them down and letting them suffer and not understanding what they go through. And now I've been diagnosed with a mental illness because I believe I know who the Messiah is. When God spoke to me, He told me His name. He told me to keep pursuing this man, and no one on this earth, multitudes of doctors, friends, family, people everywhere, everyone I meet, everyone I tell the story to, tell me I'm crazy. I don't know what I'm talking about. But despite all of that, being arrested by the police, 10, 11 confinements in a mental hospital has not stopped me from trying to pursue this man. And also, it's like, you know, when God tells you, when you know that he exists and he tells you to do something, basically you do it. And that's why I've had this persistent force behind me, trying to get this man to awaken from his slumber, as his job today as a very average sort of job. Sort of average, it's professional, but he is much more capable than doing what he's doing at the moment. I know that. And although I'm only one half, I have a lot of compassion, a lot of empathy for all these suffering people. I have a lot of different philosophies about life, and I think that I know more. I know more than a lot of people. I think outside the box, and I think that's the problem here in humanity. We're confined inside one box, and we're too afraid to step outside of it and dance on the rainbow of optimism and faith and understand that God is watching us all the time and that he is going to come. And that's what I think we are here for, this man and I. But I can't wake this man up. He is so afraid, and that's what makes him a wonderful candidate for this new Messiah, because he doesn't know that he is this man. He doesn't have the ego of these men that usually want that role and sing out that that is who they were. That's not who they were. This man is the Messiah, a new Messiah. I call myself the professor, as in a Contessa, female prophet. I am definitely blessed by the heavens. Now on Friday night, that is what has sort of had me put this video on YouTube. On Friday, I had another experience. I had something else go into my body. Before that date, I didn't speak like this. As soon as that happened, I went to go and try and do a video on YouTube, on Facebook, not YouTube, and this voice came out. This is not my normal voice that I've been living with for many years. And also there's someone else in me. And from all the reading that I've been doing, I believe that I have Isis from the Egyptian mythology inside of me. Everything that I think is different now. I seem to be more courageous than I ever was, speak with more authority. I've got to go to court for stalking this man that I believe is the Messiah on Wednesday, but I'm not afraid at all. I'm sort of going to stand there and tell them and educate them. I think because I have developed this voice that has just come out of nowhere, people will not be able to dispute that something phenomenal happened to me. I'm going to put more videos up talking about not only this man, less this man because he's a very private sort of man, more about myself so people can start listening to me and think, well, maybe she's right. Maybe this man is the chosen one. We shall see. But thank you very much for listening, and I shall place another one up very, very shortly. My name is Marion van der Walt. Thank you.